You know that feeling when you're looking for a side hustle and every option seems to require a huge investment or a skill you don't have yet. But what if one of the most in-demand services people actually pay for regularly is something you've probably never even considered? I'm talking about starting a pet waste removal business, where you get paid to clean up dog poop from people's yards. Right now, this market is growing fast because more people own dogs than ever, and most of them absolutely hate this chore but are willing to pay someone else to handle it. The startup costs are surprisingly low, you don't need any special experience, and you can get going with just a few basic tools and a car. But here's the catch that most beginners miss. If you don't set up your routes and pricing correctly from day one, you'll burn out fast and barely break even. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how this business works, how to start it step by step, how the money actually comes in, and what you need to avoid to make it sustainable. So let's start with why this specific service is such a practical opportunity right now. Let's talk about a business that's simple, steady, and honestly a little gross, but incredibly profitable. This is a pet waste removal business, where you go to people's yards and clean up after their dogs. You charge a weekly or bi-weekly fee, usually between $12 and $20 per visit, depending on how many dogs and the size of the yard. Most customers sign up for a recurring subscription, so you get paid automatically every month without having to chase anyone down. The key here is that you're not just scooping poop, you're providing a service that saves people time and hassle. The money adds up fast because you can handle multiple stops in a single morning, and each stop brings in predictable income. Think of it like a lawn care business, but with way less competition and lower startup costs. Now, you might be wondering why this is such a smart move right now, so let's get into that next. The reason this business is blowing up is simple. More people own dogs than ever before, and they're busier than ever. After the pandemic, a ton of folks got puppies, and now they're stuck with the daily chore of cleaning up after them. Many of these people work from home or have packed schedules, and they'd rather pay someone else to handle the dirty work. Plus, pet waste isn't just gross, it's actually a health hazard and can ruin your lawn if left too long. The mistake most beginners make is thinking they need to be in a big city, but suburban and rural areas are just as hungry for this service. The best part is that this business is recession resistant because people treat their pets like family and will not cut this expense easily. You're stepping into a market where demand is high and supply is low, which puts you in a great position. So, who exactly should be looking at this opportunity? Let's break that down. This business is perfect for someone who wants to work outdoors, set their own hours, and not deal with a ton of overhead. It's a great fit if you're the type of person who doesn't mind getting your hands dirty and likes seeing immediate results. You don't need any special skills or a college degree, just a willingness to show up and do the work consistently. It's also ideal for retirees, stay-at-home parents, or anyone looking for a part-time gig that can grow into full-time income. One thing to be honest about is that this job requires a strong stomach and a tolerance for smells, so it's not for everyone. But if you can handle that, you'll find that the work is straightforward and the customers are usually grateful and easy to deal with. You're basically running a solo operation where you're the boss, and that freedom is hard to beat. Now, let's talk about what you actually need to get started, because it's way less than you think. If you're finding this video helpful, please take a second to hit that like button. It really helps the channel and tells me what kind of content you want more of. Also, drop a comment below and let me know if you would ever consider starting a pet waste removal business. Maybe you're wondering about the best way to find your first customers. Or maybe the thought of handling the mess makes you hesitate. Whatever it is, I read the comments and love hearing your thoughts. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss the next practical business guide. Thanks for being part of this community, and keep watching for more real-world ideas. The startup costs for this business are surprisingly low, and you can get going for under $500 easily. You'll need a good quality pooper scooper, a rake, a bucket, and some heavy-duty trash bags to start. A basic garden cart or wagon can help you haul your gear from yard to yard without killing your back. You'll also want a spray bottle with a disinfectant or deodorizer to keep your tools clean and your car from smelling. The biggest mistake new owners make is buying cheap equipment that breaks after a week, so invest in something sturdy from the start. You don't need a fancy truck or a branded uniform, just reliable transportation and a professional attitude. A simple website or a Facebook page costs almost nothing and will help you look legit to potential customers. Once you've got your gear sorted, let's look at what a typical day actually looks like so you know what you're signing up for. A typical day starts early, usually around 7 or 8 in the morning, and you'll head to your first customer's house. You walk into their backyard, scan the area, and start scooping up waste into your bucket or bag. Most yards take between 10 and 20 minutes, depending on the size and how many dogs are there. You'll do this for a few hours, hitting maybe 10 to 15 houses in a single morning, then you're done for the day. The reality is that weather can be a challenge. Rain, snow, or extreme heat will test your commitment. But the upside is that you're done by noon most days, leaving you the rest of the afternoon for family, errands, or other work. You'll also spend a little time each week sending invoices, responding to messages, and managing your schedule. Now that you know what the work feels like, let's get into the first practical steps to actually launch this thing. The very first thing you need to do is check your local regulations and see if you need a business license or permit. Most towns are fine with this type of service, but a quick call to your city hall will save you headaches later. Next, set up a simple business bank account and get a free logo or name just to look professional from day one. Then, create a basic website or a Facebook page that lists your services, pricing, and a way for people to contact you. A common pitfall is trying to overcomplicate things with fancy marketing, but word of mouth and local Facebook groups work best here. Start by offering a free first clean to your neighbors or friends and ask them to leave a review if they're happy. Once you have a few customers, you can print flyers and drop them off at dog parks or vet clinics in your area. From there, you'll be ready to scale up, and in the next part, we'll talk about how to grow your client list without burning out. Finding your first customers is honestly the part that scares most people, but it's way simpler than you think. You don't need a fancy website or a big marketing budget to get started, just a little bit of hustle. The easiest way is to go where dog owners already are, like local parks, vet clinics, and pet supply stores. Print up some simple flyers or business cards and ask if you can leave a stack on their counter or bulletin board. A common mistake is trying to sell to everyone, but you'll have way more luck focusing on neighborhoods with lots of yards and visible dogs. You can also join local Facebook community groups and offer a free first clean to a few homes in exchange for an honest review. The key is to start small and local because your first few customers will become your best advertisers. Once you land those first clients, you'll need to know how to price your work so you actually make money, which is exactly what we're covering next. Pricing is where a lot of beginners trip up because they're afraid to charge what the service is actually worth. If you undercharge, you'll burn out fast and will not have enough profit to cover your time and gas. A good starting point is to charge per visit based on the number of dogs and the size of the yard, not per pile. Most pet waste businesses charge somewhere between $12 and $20 per weekly visit for a single dog in a standard yard. A big mistake is offering discounts too early or lowering your price just to beat a competitor, which hurts your value. Remember, you're saving people from a gross chore they hate, so your service has real value that deserves fair pay. A simple rule is to calculate your costs first, then add a healthy margin so you're not working for free. Once you have your pricing locked in, you can start thinking about how much money this business can actually bring in. If you want to take this idea further, head over to www.wealthylifetribe.com. There you'll find additional guides and worksheets that walk you through the startup steps. We also cover tools and automation tips that can help you run a service business more efficiently. Whether it's scheduling software or simple marketing ideas, the resources are meant to save you time. And you'll find a growing library of content on different income opportunities that you can explore. The goal is to give you practical, no-nonsense information that actually helps you move forward. So if you're serious about building something on the side, that site is a great place to start. Check it out when you get a chance, and keep learning at your own pace. Let's talk real numbers so you know what's possible without the hype or the fake promises. A solo operator with about 50 regular weekly clients can easily bring in $3,000 to $4,000 a month. That's not counting one-time cleanups or extra services like deodorizing, which can add another few hundred. The math worked because each client pays you every single week, giving you a steady recurring income stream. Realistically, you will not hit 50 clients overnight, but even 10 clients can earn you around $800 a month for just a few hours of work. The beauty of this business is that your income grows as you add more routes and you can scale without hiring employees right away. Just keep in mind that you'll have expenses like gas, bags, and insurance, so don't count every dollar as pure profit. Now that you know the earning potential, let's look at the common mistakes that can slow you down. Every new business owner makes mistakes, but knowing the most common ones can save you a lot of headaches. One huge mistake is not having a clear cancellation policy, so clients can cancel last minute and leave you with an empty route. Another is trying to serve too wide an area, which wastes time and gas driving between far apart houses. Beginners also forget to account for weather delays, like heavy rain or snow, which can mess up your schedule if you don't plan ahead. A big pitfall is not keeping proper records of payments and client info, which leads to confusion and lost money. The upside is that these mistakes are all easy to fix once you know they exist, so you can avoid them from day one. A simple step is to write down your policies clearly and stick to them, even when it feels awkward. Avoiding these errors will help you run a smoother operation, and next we'll talk about how to stand out from the competition. In any local market, there are probably a few other pet waste businesses, so you need a way to be different. The easiest way to stand out is to offer exceptional customer service, like sending a quick photo after each cleanup. You can also specialize in something your competitors ignore, like handling aggressive dogs or cleaning up after large breeds. Another idea is to offer a simple loyalty program, like every 10th visit free, which keeps clients coming back. A common mistake is trying to compete only on price, which just starts a race to the bottom that nobody wins. Instead, focus on being reliable and easy to communicate with, because that's what customers remember most. A practical takeaway is to ask every new client how they found you so you know what's working and can do more of it. Once you start standing out, you'll naturally build momentum, which leads us to how to grow through referrals and repeat business. The real secret to growing this business is getting your current customers to do the marketing for you. Happy clients will gladly refer you to their neighbors and friends, especially if you give them a small incentive. A simple referral program, like offering a free cleanup for every new client they send your way, works wonders. You can also leave a small thank you note or a discount card in their yard after a cleanup to remind them you appreciate their business. A common mistake is forgetting to ask for referrals because most people will not think to offer unless you bring it up. The benefit is that referred customers tend to be more loyal and easier to work with since they already trust you. A good habit is to check in with clients every few months just to make sure everything is going well. Building that kind of relationship keeps your schedule full. And in the next scene, we'll talk about how to handle the messy parts of running the business day to day. Marketing a pet waste removal business doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. Consistent marketing is what keeps new customers coming in, even when you're busy scooping yards. The simplest approach is to focus on local neighborhoods where you already have clients. Leave a friendly door hanger on a few blocks near each job and mention that you're already serving their neighbor. A common mistake is to try every marketing tactic at once, which just burns you out and wastes money. The upside is that word of mouth spreads fast when people see your truck or your uniform in their area. Pick just 2 methods, like door hangers and a simple Facebook page, and stick with them for at least a month. Once you have a steady flow of leads, you can start thinking about how to turn small jobs into bigger revenue. You don't have to figure out everything on your own when it comes to starting a new venture. Over at www.wealthylifetribe.com, you'll find a community of people exploring the same kind of practical businesses. We share experiences, ask questions, and support each other through the ups and downs. It's a great place to stay motivated and get real feedback on your ideas. If you're looking for that sense of momentum and camaraderie, that's exactly what the site offers. And of course, subscribing to this channel keeps you connected to new videos every week. Together, it's all about taking small steps toward more freedom and options in your life. So come join us and let's keep building something worthwhile. Growing your revenue doesn't always mean finding more customers. It can also mean offering more to the ones you already have. The easiest way to increase your income is to add simple add-on services that take almost no extra time. For example, you could offer a weekly deodorizing spray for the yard or a monthly flea treatment application. You can also raise your prices slightly each year as your reputation grows and your schedule fills up. A realistic pitfall is trying to grow too fast by hiring employees before you have consistent demand. The benefit of slow growth is that you keep your quality high and your expenses low. Focus on getting every current customer to refer just one neighbor, and your route will double without any extra advertising. As your business grows, you'll also face some realistic challenges that are important to prepare for. Let's be honest, running a pet waste removal business comes with some real challenges you need to know about. The weather is probably the biggest one, because rain, snow, and extreme heat can make the work harder and less pleasant. You also have to deal with the occasional aggressive dog, which means you need to learn how to read animal behavior and stay safe. Another challenge is that some customers will forget to pay on time or will try to cancel at the last minute. A mistake beginners make is taking every client without a clear contract, which leads to confusion and lost money. The upside is that these challenges are totally manageable once you have simple systems in place. Use a basic contract, set clear payment terms, and always have a backup plan for bad weather days. Before you jump in, it's also smart to think about who should avoid this business altogether. Not everyone is cut out for this line of work, and that's completely okay to admit. If you hate being outdoors in any kind of weather, this job will probably make you miserable. You should also think twice if you're squeamish about waste or if you have a very weak stomach. Another group that struggles is people who need a guaranteed paycheck every week because this business can be seasonal in some areas. A realistic truth is that you will get dirty, you will smell like the job, and you will work alone for most of the day. The benefit of knowing this up front is that you can make an honest decision before you invest any money. If any of these things sound like deal breakers, there's no shame in choosing a different path. But if you're still excited after hearing the hard parts, then let's look at a simple 30-day plan to get you started. Here is a straightforward 30-day plan that will take you from zero to your first paying customer. In the first week, register your business name, get a basic website or Facebook page, and buy your essential equipment. During week 2, print simple door hangers and walk through 3 neighborhoods near your home to drop them off. In week 3, follow up with any calls or messages you get and offer a free first visit to build trust. A common pitfall is overcomplicating this step by trying to build a perfect website or logo before you have any customers. The upside is that you can start with almost nothing and still get results if you focus on direct outreach. By week 4, you should have at least a few regular clients, which gives you real momentum to keep going. Now that you have a clear plan, let me leave you with some final encouragement about why this business can be worth it. Starting a pet waste removal business might not sound glamorous, but it can give you something most jobs never will. You get to be your own boss, set your own hours, and build something that belongs entirely to you. The work is honest, the demand is real, and the barriers to entry are lower than almost any other business you could start. Every yard you clean means a happier pet owner and a cleaner neighborhood, which is a simple but meaningful contribution. The realistic truth is that you will not get rich overnight, but you can build a solid income that grows with your effort. If you're willing to work hard, stay consistent, and treat every customer with respect, this business can support you for years. The only thing standing between you and your first client is the decision to actually start. So grab a bucket, a scoop, and a bag, and go make that first yard a little cleaner today. So now you have a solid understanding of how to start a pet waste removal business from scratch. It really comes down to choosing the right equipment, setting your prices, and building a reliable local service. I hope this step-by-step breakdown gave you some practical ideas you can actually use. If this video helped you see a possible path forward, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. We share more detailed guides and real-world advice over at www.wealthylifetribe.com. That site is full of practical resources, motivation, and support for people building their own income streams. Remember, taking that first small step is often the hardest part, but you've got this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.